Hi, I'm Saren Coach with Alt Legal, and I'm here today with Erik Pelton, founder of Erik M. Pelton and Associates. Erik is going to be speaking at our upcoming virtual trademark conference, Alt Legal Connect, on September 13th to 15th, and we're very excited to have him join us. So, Erik, tell me about your session and what you'll be talking about.
Yeah, very excited about this session and about the conference as a whole. Our session is going to be about dealing with and overcoming office action refusals. We're calling it Spring into Office Action. Along with my amazing co-panelist, Kalu Sullivan and Rookie Tijani, we're going to do a deep dive into failure to function refusals, likelihood of confusion refusals, and merely descriptive refusals. And there's a lot of ground to cover in just an hour, but we're very much looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And so, what is most exciting about your session topic?
Well, I think what's really exciting is two-part. Number one is, as trademark practitioners, we're always dealing with office actions, right? And either drafting responses, advising clients on how to, opportunities, choices to make in terms of strategies when they get a refusal, and seeing through and hopefully getting those applications approved. And these topics, likelihood of confusion and descriptiveness are tried and true topics that everybody's familiar with. Failure to function has really, really grown in the last handful of years in terms of the number of issues and refusals that are coming up. So it's going to be very timely with that. There's also been a series of Trademark Trial and Appeal Board decisions related to failure to function in the last few years. And the other reason that this is exciting us as panelists is that we're going to really talk about practical things, what to look for in the refusals and what to think about in framing an argument to respond that will hopefully be successful. Of course, it always depends on the unique facts and circumstances, but we're going to show some real world examples, some real language, some real serial numbers that people can also do an even deeper dive afterwards.
Yeah, that sounds great. And actually, talking about failure to function, we had just recently published an article by John Miranda, who is going to be speaking at a webinar we have coming up. And he talked about the different types of odd failure to function refusals that the USPTO has been issuing. And additionally, we also published an article all about the different types of failure to function. So definitely those are worth checking out on our blog.
Yeah, it's such a big topic right now. And even like you said, even just defining what is the scope of failure to function, what does it mean? What are the different types of failure to function refusals that fall under that heading? Like that's a big thing in and of itself. And we're expecting lots of dialogue and chat and questions about everything, but especially about failure to function during the presentation.
Absolutely. So what is the most important skill or piece of knowledge that people will get from your session?
Yeah, so I think it's, going to be built around those really tangible, actual examples of language and responses coming from both office actions and responses. And then, like, I'm specifically going to focus my part of the presentation on descriptiveness. And one thing that I'm incorporating that I don't think it's talked about a lot is the supplemental register and the decision about whether to accept the supplemental register or to fight it, or maybe to not respond at all. That there are some circumstances where you would say, I'd rather not accept the supplemental register, and how to analyze and when to analyze those different choices.
That's going to be super helpful because I think a lot of times as trademark attorneys, we're just taught only register to the principal register, but maybe we should consider the supplemental as well.
And there are different philosophies, and I can tell you, I think even within the three panelists, we may have slightly different philosophies, which is great because there's not, in trademark law, there's generally not one right or correct answer.
Mm-hmm.
There's different ways to get there. And Rookie and Kalu and I bring a different set of backgrounds and experiences and clients, to the presentation. So I think we're also looking forward to, while we're trying to incorporate presenting and giving information, we're also going to have a lot of dialogue to share our own experiences and tips and to play around with those issues where there are choices, there are differences of opinion.
Definitely. That sounds really exciting. So what is the most important information you learned about when researching your session topic?
Yeah, the other thing, in addition to thinking about supplemental register uh, in putting together this topic, was thinking about acquired distinctiveness. And I get a lot of questions about that in terms of when when can you claim acquired distinctiveness? How can you claim acquired distinctiveness? Particularly when the 5 years either doesn't apply or isn't accepted, the other types of evidence and circumstances, and how to build that case. And so, again, that's part of responding to a descriptiveness refusal as an option to think about. And so that's an exciting part for me.
Definitely really interesting, especially with the rise in people filing marks that are considered to be fairly descriptive.
Well, certainly some people like to adopt descriptive names and they're willing to live with that. But if they can get the acquired distinctiveness, even better. Yeah.
Definitely. So we know you attended Connect last year. What was your favorite part of Alt Legal Connect last year?
My favorite part of Alt Legal Connect, and a lot of what Alt Legal does, not just at Connect, but throughout the year, is really how it's bringing together a community and building and growing that community. And in addition to providing great content, and in addition to, what I think is really wonderful about Alt Legal, and not only providing substantive content, kind of like our session about office action refusals, but practical content and thinking about other important issues that affect us as practitioners, whether it's social and racial justice, whether it's ethics, whether it's technology and managing your own practice, like all of those other things that are important beyond just the substance. And going back to what I was saying, that community and the chats and the networking events and the other things that Alt Legal is bringing to the table, Alt Legal Connect is bringing to the table to really grow and build that community. Because sometimes we can feel like we're in silos, especially in the last year and a half. But especially those of us in smaller firms, regardless of where we are, what whether it's a pandemic or not. So having this community and knowing that there are so many other people and resources out there to establish relationships with, to learn from, to share with, to mentor, or to be mentored by, is just wonderful. And Alt Legal's doing a great job with that.
Oh, well, we're so thrilled to hear that. And definitely, we were so impressed ourselves with the amount of connections being made on our networking platform during Connect last year, and the chats, which were just exploding with people talking and sharing resources and knowledge. It was really encouraging to see. And I heard that people even had come up with a little WhatsApp group afterwards to talk about matters. And, that's just wonderful. And that's what we're really trying to foster with Alt Legal Connect and all of our community building efforts. So with that, what are you most looking forward to at Alt Legal Connect for this year?
Well, I'm really looking forward to the in recent exposure current topics in trademark law presentation, because two of my favorite trademark people are on that. Two of my favorite people overall, anytime, are on that. Ann Gilson Lalonde and Rebecca Gahn. They're both incredibly knowledgeable and experienced and fun, interesting people. So that's going to be a really great presentation. And the IP matters, practical ways that IP lawyers can advance racial justice, is a very important topic with really great speakers on it. And I really look forward to learning a lot in that session.
For sure. Those are all going to be super exciting. Well, Erik, that's all I have for today. We are so excited to have you join us at Alt Legal Connect coming up in September, and we really look forward to hearing you speak.
I'm looking forward to it as well.